All right, welcome back to another episode of On Tap. Today, this episode is all about concert etiquette. What not to do at a concert, why you hate certain people at a concert, and what we think you should do when you go to a concert. Sam, lead us in here. Where are we starting? When you go to a concert, the first thing you do, you're what? You're waiting in line before you go into the show.
Yeah, so one thing that drives me absolutely insane, because nobody likes being in a line, and you're not even into the venue yet. You know you're going to be in line for the rest of the night. But that first line needs to go as smooth as possible. And if you don't have your shit ready for that stupid metal detector right off the bat,
oh yeah,
I've got a problem with you, dude.
So now a lot of people that I know are not line people. And those are also usually the people that don't get good seats, you know, or good standing room if it's just a general admission situation. Okay, so you're running into the concert, not waiting in line. Are you a planning guy? Do you like go in line before you go into the concert?
Yeah, definitely. And also, I'm a pre-plan every step I'm going to make ahead of time too.
Right.
I think that's why it bothers me so much when somebody's taking their sweet time or they're completely unaware of any situation, because I'm already looking ahead thinking, all right, I'm going to get in this line. I'm going to have all my stuff ready when I'm about 3 people back. I'm going to get it in the box, get it through. I know where I'm going to stand to wait for my friends. Like, I'm cooking that plan up. I'm on top of it. I'm making sure I don't bump into people. I'm saying, excuse me.
You're the polite guy.
I'm the over polite guy, because you can never get mad. If you get bumped into by someone and you're like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry. That's my bad. How are you going to be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Who the fuck are you? You know what I mean?
Because that is part of the reason why you hate certain people at concerts is that guy in line.
Definitely.
That's making the scene, that's yelling in front of everyone else. That guy that's been waiting there for hours, but also he's at the back. It's never the guy in the very front.
Also, when you're getting in, there's nothing worse than the guy that's already belligerently drunk and the concert hasn't even started letting people in yet. Oh,
yeah. That's a good point.
That, dude, so I was at the Luke Combs concert this past weekend.
Yep.
And it was wild. They had this whole pre-show before that was outside, and then they open up the doors immediately after it. So people are hitting it for many hours before. There's a lot of drunk people, and those lines were not good, dude. I was in line just to get in the building. It probably took a half hour. And, you know, if you think about lines, that's probably one of the quickest ones you're going to be through all day. So that was a tough start to the day.
Right. So what's the first thing you do when you get into the concert? Are you going to the bathroom? Are you going to the merch booth? Are you going to your seat? Are you going to the bar? Like, what's your first step?
So I'm always get that first drink right off the bat. Mm-hmm. I'm scoping out. See, as I stated before, I'm a pre-plan out guy. I'm looking around. I already know which one I'm walking up to when I'm like 100 yards back. I've got that planned out. So I'm going straight into line. I'm getting that drink. You know, maybe I'm going to be nice too, and I'm going to be like, I'll get the first round, boys. You all get me back later.
Right.
And that brings us into the guys that we hate, because it comes to me again. The first one that comes off the top of my head is the guy that's never prepared. When I'm in line, I know exactly what I'm going to get, how many of what I need to get, and I have my debit card ready to go. Because I feel bad for the people behind me. I want to be as quick as I can. I want to be as quick as I can for myself. And also, I want to make their day a little easier.
You always know, too, like the bartenders at a concert are always busted their ass, and they're always in a bad mood. So, like, everything you can do to make it easier, they love that. And they'll usually serve you faster if they see you again for it.
Yeah.
Especially if you're using cash and there's a tip built into already what you're giving them, keep the change. They love that. Because then
Everybody
they can like ring it up in a
change.
second, serve this person, then ring it up, take the tip, whatever.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in just being as nice as I can to service people, because everybody this is something that I've been meaning to talk about for a long time, because it drives me crazy. First of all, if you're mean to anybody in the service industry, I do not fuck with you. I actually have one friend that does it. Shout out RG. I still fuck with him. But for the most part, if you fuck with service people, I do not fuck with you. That makes me so unbelievably uncomfortable. I have worked in the service industry, so I know how it feels. And I also realized how fucking stupid they are, because as soon as you're mean to them or whatever the case is, they're going to hate you. They're not going to want to serve you.
Right.
So I've always figured, if they're having a tough time, if they're being slow, if there's something going on, be over nice. apologize to them. Say, don't even worry about it. I'm sorry that you even feel this way. Because now they have that new fire in them that's like, this guy is so nice to me. I don't know why he's being so nice and understanding, but I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that their service is better.
Right.
But if I'm an asshole, they're going to be like, fuck that dude. I'm going to avoid their table for the rest of the night, or, whatever the situation is.
I would say even, okay, so what's your thoughts on tipping? Are you a tipper?
So this is where my next rant comes in. So when it comes to being at a restaurant, tip every time, no matter what. I've only non-tipped one time, and that's because it was so bad I couldn't even get myself to do it. Otherwise, you could serve me the wrong thing and take 2 hours. You're still going to get something written on there. But at a concert, when you're turning that little iPad thing towards me for my one drink that already costs $15.
Hey, bitches.
You need a new bitchin' hat?
Head on over to the description of this video and click the link for twistedbitchcattlecompany.com. Use code ONTAP10 for 10% off your next order to get yourself one of these bitchin' hats.
Don't be a bitch. I want to punch you in the face when I see that 15, 20, 25.
Right.
And you know what I do? I click 15 every fucking time because I'm a sucker, and the thought of clicking no tip and then flipping it back over, I'm too scared to have that happen.
I always try to do just cash, one so that they don't have to run it through the credit card. But also, I think it's so awkward when this is coming, but they'll say, "This the thing's gonna ask you a question, or it's gonna ask you a couple questions," and it's like just say, hey, do you want to leave a tip here? You can leave a tip here. If you don't want to, hit no. Whatever, I don't know. But I feel so obligated to hit something.
Dude, I completely agree with that statement of just saying it straight up. I hate when they go for so there's just going to be one question for you. Flip it around. It's like, shut the fuck up. You know what you're doing.
Oh, really? What's that question going to be?
Like, you don't even need to show me. Just read the question to me, actually. I'll just
what does it say? How awkward would that be? They got to stop and say, 10% tip, 15% tip. Most of the time, if it's decent service or better, I am just tipping 20 or 25%, whatever the top one is.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be well, obviously you're coming back to this same bar usually.
Yeah.
Most places that I go to a concert at only have one bar. So then you're obviously coming back, and the odds of you getting that same bartender are pretty good. So if you tip them good, then most of the time they'll come right to you if they see you come up. I'm a big fan of this. Here's a little tip and trick for you. You get there, your first drink, you tip a very good tip. I'm going to say 30, 40% good tip.
Damn.
They're going to remember that because, let's say you have a $20 tab. Let's say you got 2 drinks. They're $10 a piece, whatever it is. And you give them $40 and you say, keep it. Dude, you can't tell me that bartender isn't going to remember you.
Yeah. No, that's
it works better if you're wearing something that's really easy to remember, a bright yellow shirt, bright red shirt, whatever it might be.
Yellow shirt. Yeah. You need that Captain Coke? I got you.
And most of the time, they're going to just already have it for you. If they see you at the bar, they're just going to start making it because they know that's what you got. Bartenders remember that kind of stuff. And if you give them a little bit more, most of the time you're just going to get served right away.
True. You know what else drives me crazy about the drink lines is the signing bullshit. What the fuck does my signature do? Why does this place need my signature, but Holiday doesn't? This, and that. Why are you wasting all this time? That puts such a wrench in the process. If people could just pull their card out, good to go, that would save so much time.
So it's less of a convenience thing. Obviously, it's not a legality thing because, like you said, you don't need to sign at a Holiday. So, it's not a legality thing. I personally think it's the only way that they would get tips. Some people just don't have cash.
Fuck, that's a
so
good
they
point,
have to
man.
fill out the tip line.
I never thought of that.
At the end of the day, they don't give a shit about the signature. If you wrote the tip on there and had no signature, they would still take that tip.
Oh, for sure.
So they don't care. And most of the time, those are probably just going in the garbage after they count them up anyways.
Dude, that is such a good... Wow, you're smart, Kody. Because seriously, that as soon as you said that, my perspective completely changed. Because if they ask you to sign, they're not asking for a tip. It just happens to be there. They're just saying, can you please sign this?
Yep, exactly.
And then you get the tip anyways.
And then you're not assuming that it's for the tip. You're assuming, they need my signature because I need to approve this transaction.
I've been getting swindled for years, bro.
Well, that's the thing. The transaction's already happened. Why do I need to approve that you're running my card? You've already ran my card.
Okay, so I think we touched on the people that suck in line and the do nots. What do you do when you're in line to make it the smoothest process possible? Like, what are some tips you could give?
Oh, 100%. I already know what I'm going to order, and I already have my cash or my card ready to go, and that's it. But also keep it simple. I think it's actually really funny, and I love doing this at events where I know the bartender's at. We had that country guy, Blaine Bunting, came to the Cricket a couple weeks ago, and it was packed in there. I love going up to the bar when there's like 100+ people right at the bar and being like, I'll take 6 Bloody Marys. Something super hard to make. And every time they're usually not looking and they like look up like, are you kidding me? You're joking. So I like doing that.
Dude, that's good.
But I think that would be what I would say don't do is order things that are too complicated. You're at a concert. You're there to get drunk anyways. Just get like a Captain Coke. Just get like a, vodka Sprite. Just get a Bud Light. Just get a Busch Light. Just get a Coors Light. Whatever you want.
There you go.
Right. Exactly. So I think that's my plan of attack. I already know what I want, and then make it simple.
For the people, like let's say you're with a group of 4. Kody, you're a nice guy. You're like, hey, I'll go up and I'll go get a round of drinks for everybody. Get the same thing. Everybody just agree on 1 drink, maybe 2.
Right.
But if I have 3 different people giving me a different drink order, that's bullshit. Just live with what you're going to get. There's no need to be picky in that time. This guy's already going to go put $60 on his card for 4 drinks.
Right.
Like, just get the most simple thing to carry, simple thing to order. Because there's nothing better than when you can just walk up, be like, 4 Captain Cokes. Instead of, can I get a Captain Coke, a vodka Red Bull, a liquid ice vodka?
Right.
Just fucking.
Yeah, and then they're always going to mess it up. I feel like you're way more likely to get also a stronger drink if you're only getting a single mix because they're pouring that bottle at the same time they're pouring the mix. You know what I mean? So like you do a Captain Coke, most of the time they're burnt as hell. But they know, hey, this person's paying like $10 a drink, so I better give them more than just 1 ounce of liquor in this thing. So I think with that being said, after this, you obviously have a couple of drinks in you. You're going to have to use the bathroom. I think
this is something I feel very strongly
the
about.
bathroom etiquette side of going to a concert, the dynamic changes. First off, there's 2 different forms. What did we say? There's a actual bathroom, and then there's porta potties for outdoor concerts. Okay, so let's start with indoor bathrooms. Walk us through some of the etiquette for an indoor bathroom at a concert.
Yeah, so for me, if I'm going to the bathroom in a concert or any sort of event where there's a line, I'm going to get in line. I'm either going to play on my phone or keep my head down, maybe make small talk if someone cool is next to me. Otherwise, I'm just minding my own business. I'm trying to get through there as quick as possible. As soon as I get to my urinal, so this is one thing that all right, there's not a good way to say this without sounding weird, but everybody fucking does it, so hear me out. I was just kind of like, a random thought hit me as I was peeing, like, damn, people either look down or they look up. And I realized I'm a look-upper.
While they're at the urinal,
and when I looked around, there's not a lot of other look-uppers. I felt like the minority in that situation. So I'm going to start looking down.
Yeah.
But either way, for this point, the whole point is that you either got to look up or look down because you should not be looking around ever. And also, you should never talk to another person while you're peeing.
In line or at the urinal itself?
Once you're in the urinal, don't talk. That is your time. You mind your own business.
Yeah.
There is very few circumstances where it is okay to talk, unless it is your best friend next to you or somebody you know. Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, that is one thing. You get into that territory of like people that I don't like at a concert is always the dude that did come in with his buddy and makes it a point to like try to embarrass his friend when we've all heard it a million times. You're like, oh, you got a small game license?
Dude, that one just gets on my nerves. It's so stupid. It's so old. Like, yeah, I'm sure the first 10 years that was a fucking knee-slapping rowdy joke. But my dad's been saying that shit to me since I was like 8. And I did have a small one for that small game license. You know what I'm saying? That shit hurt when I was a kid.
But here's the thing, too. I will give a couple of those bathroom one-liners if there's some reason where I make eye contact with a person. You have to acknowledge it that you've seen them, and you have to make conversation.
If you make eye contact, something has to be said. It's got to be quick. You don't want to make a conversation out of it, but you want them to chuckle quick, and then you guys go right back to doing your business.
Right. So I always default to, is this where all the dicks hang out?
That's all a good one. Honestly, I didn't hear that one until I was very old. Like, embarrassingly enough, Tucker was the first person I ever said at your wedding.
Okay.
Which was only a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's too good of a joke for me to just learn.
Right.
And I completely agree. You have to say something. It's got to be quick. Got to be a one hit, one line, little chuckle, go back to business. After your business, you go to the sink, quick hand wash up, get it in the towel, get out as soon as possible. No bullshitting, no looking around, checking yourself out in the mirror. Unless it's quick, I'll let a quick one go.
Right.
But then you just get out and let other people do their business. If you're trying to fuck around, if you're the drunk guy, that's where the drunk guy really stands out. Bathroom lines and being in the bathroom.
The guys that are always trying to be rowdy in the bathroom. That's like, come on, dude. That's
not
the place.
How do you feel about taking a dump at a concert?
Never.
I would never. Dude, I would rather die.
I'm just like, don't like taking dumps in public at all. I don't even like being put in that situation at all because the toilet paper is always terrible. And it's like, what if this is an emergency situation?
And the floors are always full of piss.
And the toilet seats, it's most of the time it's messed up.
Dude, I would have to be down bad.
Well, and that brings us into the other category, which is outside bathrooms, the porta potties. Those are notoriously even worse than a regular bathroom because most of the time there's not a janitor walking around. Yep. They just get dirtier throughout the night. Like they start clean, they end up just absolutely filthy and full.
Dude, I will say when I was at that concert last weekend, every single time I went in the porta potty, crushed my can right down in the hole. I'm that guy, pal.
You're throwing your beer down right into there?
Every time.
Right into the mystery blue liquid?
Either that or in the urinal part.
I always have been scared of like going into a porta potty in an outside function and then there'll be like an animal in there when it's dark. I always will shine my
light. Like a raccoon or something.
Shine my light into it. I'd never sit down on it because I would never do that. But even if I'm just standing in front of it, I always just imagine like, oh my God, what if like a friggin' ball python rolled out of this thing right now? What if it just went mobile on my ass and bit me in the neck?
So when I was a kid, I think it was either Dumb Ways to Die or whatever, or 1,000 Ways to Die or something. Whatever the fuck it was.
Spike TV.
It was one of those shows, and it was like a snake that came through the toilet and bit a chick's ass while she was taking a shit.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Oh my God, dude. That terrified me for years.
Yeah.
And we're in Minnesota, man. We got Gardner snakes. Like, maybe there's a couple other ones. I don't know. Nothing poisonous that's going to bite you in your toilet and kill you. But I was looking, when I was a really little kid, when this first happened, I would actually get up and look throughout the process. Couple times. Oh,
really?
Yeah, I had to.
Just to make sure.
I was terrified.
Well, that's what Dalton, who used to be on the podcast here, he was talking about when he was a kid. His uncle used to tell him that Chucky was going to come up out of their toilet. And so he would he said for a while, he would hover on the toilet, like hold himself up off the toilet seat because he thought that something was going to be in there. In this case, Chucky.
Dude, that's one thing is I love fucking with people. And you have to realize with kids, you could seriously fuck them up for a while by telling them fake shit.
Well, think of how many times in your lifetime that you've been told something, and until that's confirmed wrong, it's complete truth to you.
Complete truth.
Like, you cannot do anything.
I remember having insane fights on the bus just on whether Santa was real or not.
Right.
And I was on the Santa's real side.
Right.
Like, my mom must have thought it was so funny, me coming home just heartbroken, being like, some dumb bitch on the bus told me Santa's not real, and we got in a huge argument, and blah, blah. And she's like, you dumbass.
Well, here's the thing. The perfect place to finesse someone socially, if you're going to tell them something like that, would be waiting in line for these porta potties. So when you're waiting in line, have you ever been able to, like, coerce someone into, or, like, befriending someone so that you can get closer in line? Or like, let's say... I'm trying to think of a scenario. Let's say you're in a food line. You're at the concessions. You're getting food. You talk small talk with this person. and then you later see them at the bathroom. They're at the front of the line for the bathroom. Are you going up to them and saying,
no.
hey,
Never in a million
what's
years.
up, dude? Yeah, you're waiting over here?
No matter what, is that ever acceptable? Listen here, girls, or should I say bitches, if your fucking friend is in line in front, that's not your spot. You don't get to go there. That is dude, that's probably my biggest pet peeve in this whole world. If girls are in line and I see a group, sometimes it's 4, 5, 6 of them, dude. I was in line for the Porta potty just this last weekend. I had to go. There was probably 4 people in front of me. I'm getting to that point where I'm like, all right, it's getting close. Like, I'm starting to feel a little relief. This chick standing two people back has 4 friends walk up with her, and they all went one at a time, dude. I was gonna fucking lose it. And here's the thing. If you're a hot girl, never gonna say anything in a million years. But there's a couple uggos I thought about saying something. I didn't fucking dare do it, but I thought about saying something because at the end of the day, no matter how right I am, if I yell at a girl in public, I'm the asshole in the situation every time.
Right.
Guys are going to hear a girl getting upset and being like, whose ass am I kicking? You know, they're just dying for the opportunity.
Or like, you're going to get the wrath when you just unleash on these guys. You got a week's worth of stress built up on your plate from work, and then you start yelling at some chick who cut in line for the porta potties, and then all of a sudden they go get their jacked boyfriend to come kick your ass.
But dude, it's just never acceptable. I mean, it is like the biggest show of entitlement that I get to witness, and it drives me insane. If you just think you have the right just because your friend happened to get in line before you. And okay, so I should be clear. There are certain lines where, yeah, if you're holding that place spot in line for getting into the event, I get it. You're all together. You're a group. Totally makes sense. If it is for something like the bathroom, fuck off and eat shit, because that's never okay, and I'm not okay with it, and I never will be okay with it. And I might one day start saying something about it to people. Today ain't going to be the day, but it bothers me enough where I might speak out in public.
I get that. So now these type of people are obviously the worst, even when you're waiting in line. But now it seems like these same type of people are also the people that are being shitty when you're at your actual seats. Now, I'm talking at a bigger concert when you're in stadium seating and you have like a real seat. The people that are around you can directly affect how good that concert is.
Yep.
Now, what are some things that people do that you think ruin the concert for you around you?
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to throw Mitch under the bus. And for those of you that have never listened before, Mitch is someone that frequents on this podcast. One thing I didn't realize about Mitch is he is the stand-up guy.
Are you serious?
Which is the worst person you could ever be.
So he's standing up during the concert.
He's standing the entire time when nobody else is standing.
See, that's tough, because if there's a banger song on, this is like a anthem for this artist, whoever you're watching, it's acceptable to stand. I'm going to say for that song or the songs around it, when everyone's hype, if everyone around you is standing, stand.
You have to stand.
You have to, otherwise you're not going to be able to see it.
Have a good time at the concert. But if you're the only person, see, here's the deal. Mitch was standing in times where if you looked around,
just outing
the only other people standing were standing guys. And that's when you know you're the standing guy, which is completely unacceptable. I feel horrible for the people behind him because they ain't seeing nothing. Me, I was fine with it. He was right next to me, didn't block my way at all. The person in front of me wasn't standing, but rip to the people behind us, because that has to be frustrating, dude.
Dude, that sucks, because now when you're the standing guy, you don't realize that everyone behind you can't see until you get stuck behind a standing guy, and then you have to stand for the whole thing because you can't see. That sucks.
Well, and that's the problem is, what are you going to just start a chain reaction? Like if you can't see because there's a standing guy in front of you, now if you stand up, you're a standing guy yourself. Then that person behind you, maybe even 2 behind you, depending on how tall you are, now their fucking view is ruined. Dude,
that's a really good point. So don't do that. Don't be the standing guy.
You can't be the standing guy no matter what.
And that also puts in the category of, people that we don't like. doing that.
You are
can't,
allowed.
If you're in standing seating, you can't be the standing guy.
You're allowed to stand if 40% or more people are standing
In the whole building.
Yeah.
Like in the whole audience.
If it doesn't have to be a majority, but as long as there's a good amount of people and at least one other person in your row standing, then it passes. If there's a lot of people standing and you're sitting, now you're just the guy that's too lazy to stand.
Yeah. So then now, obviously, that changes when you go into general admission. Like if you're at a place where you're in front of the stage, you're in the standing room, obviously that changes everything. You can't do anything other than stand. So I think the equivalent of the standing people are tall people that go to the front, and then they always have their hands up the entire time. So Tyler.
Oh, dude, poor Tyler.
He's the guy. Every concert I've ever been to him, I'm the let's push our way to the front, and by the end of the concert, I am at the front. Like I'm that kind of guy. Tyler is always with me, and he gets beat up. He gets like people behind him are ruthless.
Dude, I witnessed
if they're blocking
it firsthand.
or if he's blocking them, I should say.
You guys were telling me about this, and I didn't really know what to expect. I'd never even been to a concert at this time. I felt horrible for him, man. People pushing him. He was asked throughout the entire night at least 20 times if people could go in front of them, which we had already gotten our space kind of crowded. And like at a certain point, you got to put your foot down, man.
Yeah. I was at a concert with him one time at the Myth here in Maplewood, and he was at the very front, and this chick behind him had super sharp nails, and she was like scratching his back, like not lightly. Like scratching his back, going under his shirt, scratching his back, and both his hands were on the front gate, like on the front, security rail, and everyone's just pushing against him, mosh pit right behind us. So we're getting like shoved into the rail, and this chick is just hoping that he'll move. And we're like, what do you do in that situation? If someone's forcing you to move, like, what do you do?
Oh, see, I'm a stubborn and petty motherfucker. I'm putting up with it, and I'm just gonna. I hope that person escalates what they're doing, and I'm going to keep as cool and collected as possible, because that's how you get people. When people are looking for a rise or something to happen, they want you to freak out. They want you to turn around. They want you to get upset.
Right.
I'm going to stand there like it's not even happening. Because one thing that drives me crazy, I don't know, maybe I'm getting some of that misogynist like aura from Mitch with being with him for so long, but dude, drunk girls in public, they are the fucking worst, man. The most entitled people I've ever, especially young women.
Really?
Not the moms. The moms I give way more credit. It's the young women, dude. They have no respect, and this is generalizing,
Wow.
but a drunk woman in public, in a crowded public, horrible. I will avoid at all costs. It is crazy to me.
You're
the
saying
amount of entitlement.
like the woo girls, like the woo.
The girls that are just pushing their way, they're going up to the front, just pushing anyone in front of them. They don't even give a fuck.
Yeah.
They think that they deserve to be up there because they're them.
Yeah.
And that's how it works.
That's the type of person when you're up at the front rail and they just like put their hand between both your hands and then just start pulling themselves to the front.
Dude, 100%. We watched this dumbass chick at the Oliver Tree concert. I think she passed out twice at the concert.
Oh my God.
I remember she passed out. They had to bring her to the side. She collected herself, drank some water, pushed her way back to the front, passed out. They had to bring her out again, and then they didn't let her go back. But it's like, maybe get your shit together, girlfriend.
Right. Well, and that's the thing, too. You run into these weird areas where, like, some of these people, even if they are cut off at the bar, there's enough people where, like, the bartender doesn't know who their friends are and who they're with. So most of the time, these people are getting well overserved because you're not getting always your own drinks. Like people are going up and getting the whole rounds. So I think that kind of goes hand in hand with the people that can't handle their liquor at the concert and they do it too much too fast, or they have 5 of them, but these 5 are doubles and they don't know that.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of goes hand in hand. If you get too drunk, that sucks. Some of these people are too loud.
Oh, dude, I had a guy. Now, this isn't in the concert, but this was after we were at a bar, and it was super crowded because it was the closest bar to the venue. And I was trying to get out of the building, and there was a line going this way, or there was people trying to go this way, people trying to go that way, and tables on the side of it. And, I'm a big motherfucker, dude. Trying to get through crowds is not my thing. And I kind of got pushed by this girl. Like, it wasn't her fault. And it kind of like pushed me into this guy's chair. And this guy immediately just slams his chair back into me. And I had to leave because my ride was there. Dude, oh man, I wanted to fucking freak out on him. But it's like, what's it going to solve at the end of the day? But dude, he slammed his chair into me hard. And I just had to take it.
You just had to take the
like
L.
a little bitch. He's
you just
probably
had to
like,
eat it.
He's probably like, pussy. Oh, it just kills me.
Didn't even say anything.
Dude, another thing to go back to while you're sitting in the event, if you are in a big venue where there's stadium seating, if there's a song being sang, you either sit your ass tight and wait for it to be done, or you crawl under my legs because I'm not moving for you in the middle of a song. You wait until that quick little break. You wait until they're switching between sets from opener to main act. I don't give a shit what it takes, but if you try to get up during the action, same thing with a sports game. If it's like a hockey game and it's not the whistle and they're still playing and you try to get past me, I'm not getting up. You might as well just get real comfy standing in front of me.
Right.
Because that just sets me off to a whole nother level, dude. I shouldn't go in public. I realize I'm that ornery fuck, but doesn't show it. I will be the politest guy all night. I will never say a word. But the whole time I'm like, you fucking bastard.
You bitch.
Who are your parents? Who the fuck are your parents?
I hate you. I hate everything about you. Now, my favorite thing when I go to concerts is the people watching. And I think the etiquette of the people just being there is so different depending on what your personality is, what like subculture you kind of fit into. There's the loud people, there's the quiet people. Who would be your ideal people that you get placed next to if it's stadium seating situation? You're surrounded by one type of person. Who is that type of person that you want to be surrounded by?
If it's somebody I don't know, the guy that shuts the fuck up and looks forward.
They're just quiet the entire time.
Ideally, for me, if it is a rando,
yeah,
I don't talk to the person. It's like there's a wall there.
That's
unless they talk to me first and I think they're cool right off the bat. Fucking put that wall up. You're not even there. Here are my other friends. I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Like I am, and I'm the same way. I won't interrupt you and your friends. I'm chilling. I'm doing my own thing. I'm not that guy that goes out to places to make friends. If it happens, that's great. Right. But for the most part, people just want to be left alone. They want not left alone entirely, but they just want to be able to talk to their friends or mind their own business. They don't need to talk to this random dude that happened to buy the ticket next to them.
Right.
But if you do talk to me and you're cool, I'll talk back. I'll have a conversation.
Right. Now, every time I've gone to a concert with just my wife and I feel like we are the social couple. Like both of us are pretty extroverted. So if it's like a lull in whatever's going on, we're waiting for the concert to start, whatever. Or it's like most of the time we're in like general admission. So we're just like standing, and we're super close to everyone around us. But we'll usually strike up conversations with people around us. And I mean, I still to this day weekly talk to people that I've met at concerts,
really?
At like the Myth and the Armory.
So I'm wrong
on Snapchat. So I don't know. I've met some pretty cool people at concerts, actually, personally.
See, I think I just need to lighten up more, man. I'm always so worried about being the proper public person, though.
Wow.
I don't ever
want... That's a
good
alliteration.
Thank you. I don't ever want to make anybody's day harder. I don't want anyone to have anything to complain about me for. I'm just there to chill, man, have a good time. I don't like to start any problems. Oh, another thing, dude, is the friend that talks shit to the people around for no reason.
I hate, dude, sporting events, that's worst person to be at. It's like they pick out the one dude with the opposing team jersey and they just chirp him out loud the entire time. I want to disappear. I'm leaving. I will leave.
I hate that shit. That is about as bad to me as being mean to someone in the service industry.
Really?
Dude, it makes me so uncomfortable. Confrontation that is unnecessary. I'm never about. I'm not afraid of confrontation, but if it's completely unnecessary and avoidable, I'm out every time. There's no need for it.
Right. Okay, so I guess that brings us to the last category here, being when you're leaving the concert. I've been to a lot of concerts where, like, the end, everyone's trashed. Or I would say a lot of people are trashed. They're outside. That's where all the kerfuffles happen, if you will. right outside the concert venue.
Guys are just walking down the hall screaming.
All the guys are trying to take girls home. Guys are being loud. Girls are being loud.
Everyone's trying to jump in an Uber.
Yeah, everyone's trying to jump in an Uber. There's usually police if it's a bigger venue. It's like, it's a weird place. There's a lot of weird tension outside. Have you ever been involved in I'm going to call it a street bar fight coming out of a concert?
So I've never been in anything that got physical, but there is one time I went to a Wild game with one of my friends, and he proceeded, when we were standing outside waiting for the bus that was going to pick us up, he proceeded to chant, let's go Brandon,
okay,
about 100 times as loud as he could. And I'll tell you what, that was very uncomfortable, especially when we were surrounded by a bunch of people that didn't agree with it.
Right.
And then people are yelling at him, and I'm standing right there with my head down and
just trying to start.
And then you get the guys that are like, fuck yeah. And so then my buddy's getting more rowdy with it. And oh, dude, that shit, I hate it. I just shut my mouth, man. And if anybody tries talking shit to me in those situations, I always play it off cool. I'll laugh, or I'll just walk away. I don't have enough of an ego where it's like, I'm not letting that guy get the last say. Like, I'll just walk away because it's never worth it. If anyone's talking shit to me and they don't know me and have a reason, they're just looking for something, and I'm not going to be the one to give it to them.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, at the end of the day, some of those guys, they're just going to get rowdy no matter the circumstance, and it just so happens
they thrive
that they meet
off
another
of it.
Rowdy person, and then it pops off. I've watched a few people get arrested outside of concerts. I've never personally been in fights outside of concerts, but I've seen a lot of fights outside of concerts. And it's always that one spot where head down, go to wherever you need to go, don't hang out front. Like,
plus, when an event's over,
to
I'm trying to get home or get at least somewhere away from the venue.
Yeah,
like I just want to get the fuck out of there, see different people, like just kind of cool down and just collect my thoughts. Like,
yeah.
I'm not fucking around. I'm not looking for a rise out of anyone. But I will say, if I can watch two random dudes fight, people that I don't have any liking for or anything, that's like the best case scenario.
You have nothing to lose.
It's like a free show. I love fights, dude. I don't want my friends or me to be involved in any situation like that.
But you want to see it.
Let's say a couple of rows down from me, people just start throwing hands. Oh, I'm getting hyped. I love that shit. But I will never be involved in that shit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, well, Sam, what do you think? Just to wrap up here, what are the key details that make a good concert?
Okay, so I'm going to walk you through this whole process of what you should do to be a better concert goer.
Yeah.
First of all, when you're in line to get in, have your stuff ready, pre-plan what metal detector you're going to go through, have your stuff in your hands, get it in that box, get through right away. If they have to scan your ticket and it's on your phone, have it up on your phone ready to go so you can boom, 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 get them scanned.
Are you being paid by the security at US Bank Stadium right now?
No, but I should because I completely support what I just said. Once you're in, get in that drink line, right away, the options are right in front of your face. And if they're not, you already know what you're going to get. Get it figured out. Are you getting your own drinks or are you getting your friends? Either way, have it figured out by the time you're up at that line. Have your card ready to go. Get it done. Once you get your drink, go sit down at your seat, relax, talk to your buddies, maybe warm up to your neighbor. I've had a change of heart with that. Just enjoy the experience. There's no need to get loud. There's no need to mess with anybody. And this is the perfect opportunity to stand before it starts. Once it starts, you sit down, you enjoy. Everyone else starts standing up. It's like, all right, here's my opportunity. Then you can stand up. And let's say you had a couple drinks. It's time to go to the bathroom. Keep your head down. Go in the bathroom. Mind your own business. Either look up at the ceiling or look down into the urinal when you're peeing.
That's it. Those are your options.
Don't talk to anybody unless it's your best bud and no one else is in there. It's still weird to me, though. Wash your hands. Get back to your seat. Once the event is over,
very detailed. Love this.
Get up, make sure you pick up all your garbage that you left there.
Okay.
Get it in the nearest trash. Walk out the building, go where you need to go, and leave people the fuck alone. And I want to say this again because I'm very passionate about this. Ladies, get in the back of the fucking line. It's as simple as that. Wait your fucking turn. You're not special. Like, holy shit, dude. I have a vein in my forehead right now, man.
So obviously this has happened to you multiple times.
And fucking a dude like me with the baby face and a little gut, dude.
You're getting pushed around.
They're like, fuck this guy. He ain't gonna say shit, and I'm not. That's the worst part. I'm not gonna say shit, but I'm gonna fucking think really mean things.
Take advantage of it.
I'm gonna think horrible things and wish bad upon you.
Oh, fuck, that's funny. Well, shit, Sam. I think that pretty much sums up concert etiquette 101.
Hopefully, we learned some things.
Learned some things.
I think
from
it's the
some
country
people.
folk that needed to learn a couple lessons.
You right. All right, guys. Well, here's the thing. We're going to give away a nice piece of merch to a random person here. Drop a microphone emoji in the comments. If you're listening to the Concert Etiquette 101, we're going to pick a random person to give some free merch to. Maybe even a duffel bag. We'll see.
Damn. All right, brother.
All right. See you next week.
Peace out.